In this video, we're going to be talking about how to create custom color swatches, how to save swatches, import swatches, and create global swatches to work more quickly with color within your Adobe Illustrator projects. To start, for our beginners watching this episode, let's just go over a very quick recap of how we select color and stroke within Adobe Illustrator. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a square here, and as you can see by default, this square has a white fill and black stroke. I can double click on either of these, in this case the fill, change something with my color picker, and now this square has a pink fill with black stroke. If I want to change the stroke color, I can do the same thing. Now I've got this lighter pink stroke. If I want to turn the stroke or fill off, I can select either and hit none. And now this object has just a stroke. I can toggle between stroke and fill by using this arrow here. If I want to use a swatch to select a stroke or fill color, I can make sure that whatever item I'd like to color is selected and on top, in this case the fill, then go to my swatches panel and select a color. Alright, let's hop into talking about swatches. Swatches are a great way to manage all of your colors within a project for quick selection as you're designing. In this case, let's say I was making this illustration of a hop and I wanted to have the colors within this design saved in a swatch so that I can easily color match other parts of my design later on to the colors in the hop. First, I'm going to open my swatch panel. If you don't see your swatch panel, you can go to Window, Swatches. Next, I'll create a new swatch group, new color group. I'll name it Hop and hit OK. Now, as you can see, it automatically adds the first color with whatever current fill color you had selected. We'll just want to go ahead, click on that, and drag it to delete that color. Next, what we'll want to do is bring on our eyedropper tool by pressing I on our keyboard and selecting the first color. In this case, I've already created a color palette with the colors in this design. So I'll select my dark green, I'll go to my swatch panel and drag that fill color into that folder. If you accidentally drag it and drop it somewhere else, you can just go ahead and click on it again, drag it down there, and relocate it. So you can always move swatches around within the swatch panel. And then I'll just go through and do that with the rest of the colors quickly. And this way, I've now created a color swatch for this design, and if I were to say maybe make some text for the rest of the design, I could quickly go ahead and color that text with whatever color I wanted from this design. Now let's look at how we can save this swatch so that we could bring it into another file later if we wanted to. We can click on the folder icon to select the whole group, go to our upper right hand corner hamburger menu, save swatch library as ASE. Now if we save within this swatch folder, it will automatically import into our swatch library in all of our future Illustrator files, which can be quite convenient. In this case, I don't want it cluttering up my entire swatch library because it's a pretty specific swatch. So instead I'm just going to bring it into my personal swatches folder in my assets. And I'll again just name this Hop. And then I can go ahead and save that. I'll hit OK here. Alright, so next let's talk about importing a swatch to your swatch library. So let's say you're in a new document and maybe you want to bring in that swatch we just created or a different swatch. We can go ahead and do that down here. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a swatch that my screen printing company uses. I'll go here to my swatches folder where I keep my personal swatches, Campus Ink Colors.ai, and I'll hit open. So now this is opening this swatch that our company uses. This is all the ink colors we use, for example. And this is just a great demonstration of how swatches can be really helpful. Everyone in our company that designs knows what colors we have and can directly put them into their designs from this swatch. Now what I want to do is go ahead and add it to my main swatches folder so that I don't have to have two separate panels open. So I can go ahead again, create new group, new color group. I'll name this Campus Ink, hit OK, delete that first one. And then what I can do is just go ahead and select the first color in this swatch, hold shift, select the last one to select all of them, click and drag, put them in that folder. And now I've got my entire swatch here in my swatch library and I can use it in my designs. The last thing we're going to talk about is creating global swatches. So global swatches are really helpful when you have very complicated designs and different elements of those designs are sharing the same color. To demonstrate this quickly, I just made a duplicate over here of our hop design, and here I've got some global swatches. So just to demonstrate what they do, if I were to click on this swatch, double click it, and change its color, I'll turn preview on here, you can see that it's changing the color of everything, of all the colors that were created from this swatch. So I can hit OK, and I can do the same with this one. And as you can see, this can be very helpful because if you've got a design where, again, you have a lot of these individual pieces and you don't want to have to go through later and select all your different layers and, potentially miss a certain color, you can make quick adjustments here very, very quickly to a lot of different elements within your design. So to create a global swatch, what you want to do is just click on any of your swatches, double click, and then select global. Hit OK. And then anything that's using that swatch, any color that's using that swatch, can now be edited right here in the swatch menu. Swatches are a great tool. They can really speed up your workflow when working with colors in Adobe Illustrator, and they're a great way to bring in client colors from other projects if you've created palettes that you really like.